Hello YouTube. This is video number 3 of my 85 Honda ATC 250R restoration project. Today I just decided to throw the rear fenders on, the gas tank shrouds. I installed the front headlight fixture, front fender. I put the brake master cylinder reservoir on last night, the brake line, clutch. Video number 2, I mentioned the swing arm. I got that back. It's been powdered and decals have been put on it, which I will reconnect to the frame of this bike probably tomorrow with this nut and bolt set for the swing arm. As I mentioned in my last video, it was very difficult to remove this. So I'll make a separate video of what it entailed to pull the rear swing arm off this frame, because that swing arm bolt is sometimes a nightmare to get off. And let me show you guys what I did here. Let me put this down for just a second. So last night I got to work on putting on the coolant overflow tank. I ran the line all the way up under the tank up here to the front where it will connect with the radiators. This will all have to come off tomorrow, because in order to install my new radiators that I have sitting over here, I'm gonna have to pull off the shrouds and probably the tank, but that's okay. I just wanted to mock it up and see how it fits. So I got the throttle cable installed. There are a couple of cushions that go under this tank that help the tank to rest on the frame. I don't know if you could see it in there, but the wires run underneath that, and maybe I'll do a video. I'll have to pull the tank off again. I'll make another video showing that. So it's coming together pretty nicely. Can't wait to get the engine broken open so we can start the rebuild on that. I'm going to rebuild that rear shock. But in the meantime, I just wanted to show you guys what I've been doing and what remains. So I think my next project is going to be working on these radiators. They require quite a bit of parts. I just got the frames painted. I've got all the little bushings that go on the radiators. I mean, you have to use pretty much what came off the bike. They don't provide any of these bushings with these kits. And if you do not have them, you cannot install these radiators. So you have to reuse all of your original Honda fasteners to make this stuff work. And even then, some of it doesn't work. You have to do some modifications. But, okay, so if you feel generous, hit the like or subscribe button. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to send a question in below. I have about 50 hours so far into this bike. It's a lot of detail work. It's probably second nature for a lot of you guys who do this for a living. But this is the first ATC I've ever taken down and restored. I had a 200X back in the 80s, brand new in 1986, that my father got me for my 17th birthday. I never had the 250R. I had the option of getting the 250R, but I thought it was a little bit too much bike for me. I was 150 pounds back then and 17 years old. So I exercised a little bit of prudence and I went with the 200, but I've always wanted the 250. I've had plenty of chances to buy them. It's just I don't know what's been done to them, and I wanted to make sure that I took this thing down to the last nut and bolt, which I did. And I know that it's put together the way that I want it to be reassembled, and I have all the product knowledge from a few friends who know a lot about these bikes that are helping me. And I am looking for a set of original gold 9-inch Honda 250R rear wheels, because these old Mitchells are going to go. So if anybody knows of a pair that are for sale for a reasonable price without curb rash and dents, please let me know. I do plan on having 3 gold wheels, anodized gold wheels on this bike, just like it came from factory. But they're hard to locate. So thank you for viewing my video. I hope you learned something, or if you did not, please still feel free to let me know what it is that I missed on this. But yeah, I'll post another video tomorrow of the radiator installation process, and I'll show what goes on underneath the gas tank. It's just 2 cables, but there are a couple of wire wraps that are metal bands that wrap around your coolant line from your radiators to your overflow tank, and it also holds down your loom for your harness. And on the other side, it holds down your throttle cable. So there are some detail items that do have to be done in a proper sequence, or you might run into an issue. But so far, it's coming together nice, and I'm kind of happy with it. It's not a piano. I know a few things are off, maybe a 1/16 of an inch, or even a 1/4 of an inch in some spots. I am happy with the way that the shrouds came out. I was real picky on the way that the fit and finish was, but they're nice and flush. It's a beautiful thing about using quality parts, is that you don't have to worry about stuff not lining up correctly. The tank cover shrouds that were on the bike before I stripped it down were just hideous. They were cracked, and they just didn't line up. The thing that causes the cracks is when you use these fasteners, you got to make sure that you have some support inside the hole. So the original screws that I pulled off, they have a little flange that kind of goes inside the recess of the opening, and it supports the inside plastic ring, so that you're not pulling the fender, the cover into the tank. It actually fills the opening to give it a little more sidewall support structurally without stressing the plastic. So as I mentioned before, this kit I got, the spec bolt, it came with a lot of nice little screws, and I don't have any more in here, but basically what they are is like a flare bolt, kind of like the ones that came on the tank from factory, but they have a nice little flange on the bottom that kind of looks like one of these washers. But you could also use these. You could take one of these and put it inside the hole, and then put your screw in, and that will achieve the same support that you need, so that you don't put too much tension or compression, whatever it is, on this piece of plastic and end up cracking it, which is what a lot of people do. It's because they're using the wrong fasteners. Okay, you just can't put a washer there and a bolt. You have to be able to get inside that plastic opening on this shroud and give it a little support. So little things like that I'm not overlooking. I'm making sure that I use the correct fasteners. Everything's automotive grade polished stainless steel that's going on this. I'm not reusing any of the factory bolts that came with this bike, except the ones that I cannot get in the kit, which is for the skid plate, because those are rather large, and probably a couple of the larger 1/2-inch bolts. But most of the stuff I've gone back on with has been from this spec bolt kit or from other kits I've ordered. And they look really good, and they're quality parts. So thanks for watching. Hope everyone is in good health that views my video, and I'll try to put video 4 out as soon as I can. I think I'm going to make 10 of these. Number 10 will be the grand finale of when this bike is done, and hopefully starts on the first kick. We'll see how good we rebuild that carburetor, and I guess that'll determine how many kicks this 52-year-old goat's going to take to get this thing started. But I'll tell you what, it's a lot easier starting this than a 250 dirt bike. At least I don't have to lean this sucker against the tree to get it started. Okay, have a nice day. Thanks for watching.